Well, I'm Grammy Award winner Chubby Carrier. I'm from Church Point, Louisiana. I'm the third generation that's playing Zydeco music in my family today. My grandfather played the music, my daddy played the music, and now they introduced me to playing Zydeco music. So now I'm trying to keep that in a tradition alive. That's what I'm doing, you know. And I feel so fortunate that I can be able to take the music to that level. You know?
Sure.
That's what I'm looking at for. So I'm hoping I can keep it going for him.
Sure. Your grandfather was Bebe?
My grandfather was Warren Carrier.
Warren Carrier?
My father was Roy Carrier.
Right.
Bebe and Calvin was our cousins.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
But we did so much good music back in the day. My grandfather, Bebe, Calvin, and then my daddy came in as a youngster, learned from them because they was already playing this Zydeco music.
Sure.
Daddy liked Zydeco and he was liking blues. But every year, every genre was different because in Bebe and Calvin, that was in 50s, 60s.
Right.
Okay? And there was more traditional songs because it was sang in French. Okay? My daddy came in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, and the blues started getting popular.
Okay.
So daddy started liking the blues a whole lot. He became a little blues guitar player by listening to the blues, B.B. King, Bobby Bland.
Sure.
But then he had that in him about that accordion because his father played the accordion.
Yeah.
Left it around and his daddy started picking it up and started playing the accordion as well.
Yeah.
So that came in each genre. Then all of a sudden in my genre, in the late 70s, 80s, daddy introduced me to Zydeco music. Okay? So as I'm growing up, everybody listened to all genres of music. Bebe and Calvin came up with French La La. You know, listening to all the French songs, sang in French. My cousin, that's Calvin and Bebe, Roy came up listening to his daddy, but his daddy played a little bit of French, and also he sang some in English.
Okay.
Okay, but daddy came up to the blues field, so daddy said he learned how to play Zydeco and the blues, which he got from Clifton Chenier, but Clifton Chenier was playing a lot of the blues.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
And then when daddy introduced me, late 70s, 80s, the funk was alive. So
Okay.
I'm playing, now me, I'm not listening to a lot of blues, but some blues. But what was in the 70s? Funk, James Brown.
Yeah.
P-Funk.
Meters.
The meters, all the meters,
Yeah.
funky meters. I would listen to funk music. That was in my genre.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So I came up listening to Zydeco, funk, and blues.
Now, in your immediate family coming up, you mentioned the accordion, of course, and your dad being a guitar player. So you were, did you have like uncles, cousins that were playing other instruments? And you were exposed to all of this very young?
Very young. My uncles were playing the music itself. It's funny how we have a big old cookover, man, and every time it was always on Sundays because that's when church was. Okay, after church, everybody goes, "Well, we're gonna meet to Uncle Bill's house. We're gonna meet to Uncle Charles' house. One of our cousins, Uncle Buller or somebody, Uncle Bitchy. You know, we had to meet to somebody's house, and when we met at their house, it's funny. You can see people coming up, not bringing pots and pans or potluck. They were bringing instruments.
Okay.
They were bringing guitars, fiddles, drumsticks, washboards. And you could tell after we eat, it's going to be a throwdown.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man.
Oh, man, it was some of the best days of my life because coming up as a kid, that music brought families together, man.
Yeah.
Whether we was having a barbecue or boucherie, you know, it brought families together. Then all of a sudden, like I said, all the instruments that came out, if a cousin came with a guitar, a fiddle, some drums, bass, whatever instrument he played, it was going to be guaranteed to be some good music.
Yeah.
You know, but just to be able to see all my cousins roll up in their cars and bringing out the instruments for a kid, I was like, what in the world? I was a kid in the candy store, man.
Sure.
Just to see all that great music come out of my household.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
The messages contained within the music, being such a traditional roots music as it is, how far along do you think you were before that started to click?
Well, you see, the thing about it, I didn't even know what Zydeco music was. I was only 5 years old when I was introduced. When I saw Daddy, and I said, you know, I was still a kid. I didn't know what it was. And I seen him playing, but as I got older, like about 8 years old, I started to get more involved. Because it was always there. If I heard an instrument play, I could be playing football in the yard, basketball, anything, baseball. I would leave that baseball, basketball alone and I'll run back into the house.
So it was calling you at a young age.
Calling me, man.
Wow.
When I hear them, when I heard that,
Yeah.
I jumped out. I said, man, I'm going to listen to them play.
Yeah.
Because it was amazing. I wish I had cell phones or something to record it back then. We didn't have anything to record them.
Right.
When you see Bebe, Calvin, my daddy, and my granddaddy sitting all together on the front porch, playing this music, creating music, because you know what it is? They said we can't read or write. We don't read music. We feel the music.
Yeah.
So I said, you just wrote that song? He said, oh, I felt that, baby. I felt. I said, you just came up with that? And he said, yeah, I just came up with that. For me as a kid, goes, how'd you do that?
It was magic to a kid.
It was magic. It was a thrill because when you see them playing that style of music as a kid, I'm thinking, first of all, I don't even know what this is. And they're playing this fiddle and this accordion, and they call it Zydeco. See, I'm still learning.
Right.
I'm confused as a kid, but it sounded great, man.
Yeah.
To come up and hear all four, they sit on the front porch playing music together, creating some beautiful music together.
Yeah.
Man, that was amazing.
Sure.
Man.
I can't even imagine. I've talked to a lot of musicians over the years, and the thing that occurs to me is that for many, music is something that's heard on the radio or seen on TV. If you're lucky enough, one of your family members plays something and you're introduced to just the ability to be able to make music that way or see it done.
Right.
Otherwise, it doesn't seem as approachable. But to be grown up around it from an early age, it's right there for you.
Yeah.
Like you can reach out and touch it yourself.
It's
and
there,
I think
man.
that makes it more personable.
It does.
Or personal to you.
It
you know?
does.
Yeah.
It does. Because you know how I know that? I got some players in my band now today tell me, see, man, I didn't grow up with that in my household.
It's a gift.
You see that?
Sure.
I heard that. I said, what you said? I wish, and he tells me, I wish I was fortunate to have a family member that was a musician or can be able to play this kind of music. I wasn't fortunate.
Yeah.
See? And then I was, because I was surrounded around it. I mean, everywhere you turn your back, I had a musician in the house. You see? That's exactly what you just basically said.
Yeah.
My surroundings was around that, man. I mean, it was everywhere in the house. If you had anything spread out on the floor, it was some type of instrument.
Sure.
You know?
That's something else.
And for me, man, that was a gift, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, because to come up with it in my household,
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for better.
And I like how you mentioned how the genres included a little bit of what was popular at the time, which kind of makes the core of the music live on because it maintains its relevance through the ages. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Because like I said, as it evolved from the 60s to the 70s into the 80s with me, like I said, everybody had their own genre of listening to music coming up. But for it to be where it was when I was a kid, to be able to listen to all those genres and listen to my grandfather tell me his story. Baby and Calvin tell me their story. Daddy tell me his story. And then I said, son, well, I don't want you to be your grandfather. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean by that? Well, your grandfather had his style because that was the genre of music back then. I had my style because that was the genre of music back then. Now you growing up listening to soul, rock and roll, R&B, that's your genre.
Yeah.
So incorporate your music to sound like that.
Were you handed those words before you started playing or as you were picking up an instrument?
So as I'm going, because I'm listening to all kind of music in the house, I'm like, man, I'm hearing gospel, I'm hearing blues, I'm hearing R&B, I'm hearing soul.
Sure.
I'm like, where do I fit in at? You see? But Daddy said that. He said, well, you take a little bit of all that. Incorporate that into your style.
Sure.
You create your own style from that. You can have all kind of, you could take it from your grandfather. You could take it from me, Baby and Calvin. Then now you say, what you like? I said, Dad, I like listening to James Brown, that funky horn. He said, there you go. Get you a Zydeco band, get you some horn players. Add your own flavor to it.
Sure.
He says, just like cooking a gumbo. Everybody cook a gumbo different.
I love those analogies because how casual is cooking a gumbo? It's like whatever you want it to be. But
Whatever
it matters,
you want it
know?
to be, there you go. And that's what he told me. Whatever you want your music to be, think of it as a gumbo. Everybody put their own different type of ingredients in there. They're because they want to make it special because this is my gumbo. It's not your style of gumbo.
Sure.
So this is my Zydeco gumbo. This is my style of music. You see?
Yeah. Do you feel as though what you brought to the table, kind of infusing the styles like Roy was talking about, Do you feel like it made it more palatable for the public? Do you think it made it have more appeal to the general public? It's not easy to appeal to someone that's strictly into pop when you come in with the roots music. Do you know what I mean?
Not just the pop. The people.
But for instance, like a pop genre is just whatever's popular of the day.
Okay.
Zydeco is very specific.
Yes.
Roots music.
Yeah,
it
roots
might
music.
not appeal to the casual listener, if you will.
There you go.
So to be able to infuse it with some more relevant sounds of the day, I suppose, kind of makes it have a wider appeal.
Right.
I mean, I would hope for that to be the case. Do you think that has enabled you to be able to take it on further, more stages, more places?
Well, you see, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what Daddy told me. He said, if you want to be able to go places and become somebody,
Okay.
you're going to have to be yourself.
Yeah.
You take all that music, you take it and you put it in a gumbo pot, okay? Stir it up real well. But you want, at the end of the day, it's going to be a Chubby Carrier gumbo. That's going to be your music. You stir it up, it's going to be a Chubby Carrier song. You can take your grandfather's song, Baby and Calvin's song, and my song, and you can make it your song. I'm like, wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But make it your song. Don't try to be like your grandfather. Don't make it like him. He already did that.
Sure.
Baby and Calvin already did that. Once you do it your style. So I took that same song. I could take it and make it become my song.
Yeah.
That's going to get me into the doors. You know what happened? When I left on the road, people didn't know what Zydeco was in 1989. I'm the outsider looking in. Everybody going, okay, my agent is trying to sell me as a Zydeco band at a blues festival.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
They don't have any Zydeco clubs on the road. They don't have any Zydeco festivals on the road. 89, 90, 91? No. I'm the outsider looking in. So he has to sell that. What did he have to say? Hey, man, listen, I got a Zydeco band. I'd like for him to play on your blues festival. You have to listen to what he's doing because Zydeco is related to the blues.
Sure.
See?
Yeah.
And then when I had to fit in somewhere, I added my own ingredient to my style. Hopefully they would like it because that's not an easy thing, man. You could sell it, but they might not buy it.
Your versatility is definitely a strong point. And I mean, I've heard of bands sometimes kind of switching up, switching up the set list to go with the crowd that they're reading or the event that they're playing and stuff.
You have to.
When it came to like Blue Runner or more traditional songs, how did you treat that?
Okay.
Putting your own spin on it, but how did you treat it? Some things are kind of delicate, you know?
You see, the thing about it, all right, here we go. Now I got to get into festivals. Let's hit them the song Blue Runner, Chubby style. All of a sudden you're hearing those same fiddle lines played on the accordion.
Okay.
And it goes, what a twist. That's different. It's not a fiddle, it's accordion. Okay? So then hearing that going, the promoter say, what is that? That's an accordion. And played how? Well, he's a blues accordion player because the way he's playing it is because I mentioned to you earlier, blues and Zydeco, that's first cousin. But if you're listening to what I'm playing, that's a blues lick on an accordion.
Sure.
Just for me to get in because I'm playing a blues festival.
Yeah.
I had to change it to that so people can kind of relate to it.
Yeah.
Because if you do too much of the traditional stuff, they might get confused because it's like, I'm not sure. You know?
You have to appeal while also kind of preserving
See?
your own message, you know?
And you just mentioned it. You have to almost change just a little bit just to be able to get in.
Yeah.
And that's all I did. I made a little twist. Turned it around a little bit. It's kind of made it feel bluesy, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, this sounds like the blues, but it's sped up.
Yeah.
The blues sped up. Zydeco is blues sped up. That's what it is.
That's so funny. I feel so fortunate for you and everyone else that you performed for, that your parents and grandparents put it to you in a manner that it was okay to change slightly, because not everybody has that privilege.
No.
I bring up Ray Charles all the time because he changed, he took gospel songs, and some people said, you're going to hell for that. And some people said, man, that is fantastic.
I know.
But he went out on a limb because he was told otherwise, whereas you were encouraged, and look what it's done for you.
That's a good story. That's a good topic right there, man.
Yeah.
Because you see what he had to do, son. He took his gospel songs and he took them and put them into some blues or whatever he wanted to feel. And he said, this is what I got to do to get in.
Yeah.
Some people didn't like that. Oh, you can see that's devil music. What are you taking that and putting it in the music? That's gospel music. And you had
It could have been that for you.
It could have been that for me.
Had your forefathers not had the foresight.
So here you go. Ray Charles got the thing about you taking gospel songs and you putting it into that old music. That's devil music. Okay, I took Zydeco songs. Here I am taking my chances and taking them and putting them into my own flavor. Okay, taking it from the tradition. Now you know what they tell me? You're taking it away. You're taking it away.
Exactly.
You're taking the tradition away. You're adding too much blues to it. See, I got that too now.
Okay.
I got that too. But the thing about it, I said I had to do that to get in. Ray Charles had to do that to get in.
Sure.
Because if he was going to play the Monterey Jazz Blues Festival, he couldn't play the church songs over there.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have fit for the festival. So he took it. He had the big band sound to it, and you know what? That's actually a gospel song. But he turned it around and made it a Ray Charles song.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And it got him in.
That's beautiful.
That's a beautiful thing, man. That's exactly how I got in.
Yeah.
You know, I took all my grandfather's songs, all my daddy's songs, all my cousin's bass songs, and I reprised it because I had to get into blues festivals. I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
You know, they couldn't understand the music, first of all.
Was anybody steering you in that direction? Like giving you the advice that maybe you need to try this or maybe you need to try that?
Well, Daddy was one of them. He said, well, you need to, because he said, maybe they don't know the traditional songs yet, son. Why don't you just go ahead and introduce it as a bluesy kind of a Zydeco song? And then once you get them, then you say, okay, here's it. We're going to sit and talk one-on-one. That came from a traditional Zydeco song. Okay, bring it down to me to traditional. Oh, here we go. We're going straight traditional right now. Accordion washboard, no band, no horns. Oh, so it's like, again, that ingredient you adding into gumbo.
Yeah.
I added the washboard. I added the horns, and I took the guitar, and I took the bass, and a funky keyboard line. So you added some ingredients to the Zydeco to make it kind of like a flavor, so you could fit into the blues genre. Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, some people liked that I did that, some people didn't. But you know what? It got me in.
Overall, I can't argue with it. I don't see how anybody could argue with the how it benefits the art form because it opens eyes.
It opened the gate for me. It opened the gate for me.
Yeah.
It really did. Because I was creating my own music, not my grandfather, because I didn't know if that's going to be able to work into the blues festivals. It might have been too traditional.
Right.
Because I'm sitting there, da 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 da. You know, and they're going, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I came with the big band sound. I broke it down to the bluesy, funky sound.
Yeah.
And they went, oh, this is good. I can relate to that. But that's that same song.
Yeah.
But I did it my style. So I took traditional and I made it Chubby Carrier song into the blues, swamp, funky sound.
Yes.
That's all I did. I added my flavor to it, buddy.
Yeah.
And it got me in.
You definitely hear
I
it.
took a chance, but you know what? It got me somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
What was your first instrument that you picked up?
The guitar.
Okay.
I picked up the guitar, then I went to bass, and I went to drums.
All right.
And I stayed with the drums. I was a drummer before I became an accordion player. And everybody thought, everybody that wants to start on the washboard. A lot of them start on the washboard. Gino started on the washboard, Keith Frank, a lot of those guys wanted to play the washboard, but not me.
Yeah.
I wanted to play an instrument like a guitar or bass. And then I said, that ain't for me. I don't know if I care about that. I got on the drums one time, never looked back.
Yeah.
I was Daddy's drummer, man. And the thing that it's something, it must have been a calling because I got on drums and Daddy always had problems with drummers. He always had problems with drummers being late, not showing up for rehearsals. And then Daddy one time got fed up. And he said, man, that's it. Go get Chubby. And he said, Chubby, he just said he had a football game today. Yeah, but he's done about 3 o'clock. We don't play till 5. Go get him. I'm in the yard playing with my friends, full of grass, man. This dirty as hell.
On call and you didn't know it.
Didn't even know it. And all of a sudden, I'm flipping in the yard, cutting grass. I mean, just everything. And my friends call me. The guitar player, hey, Chubby. I look back, hey, man, I thought you were supposed to be playing the gig today. Yeah, but we need a drummer. I said, and? He said, your daddy told me to come get you? I said, me? I took off running dirty, full of grass. I didn't care.
Yeah.
That was my gig, man. I said, he wants me to play today?
Yeah.
And I never rehearsed with him. Daddy called, my guitar player come get me. Got into the club, got to the door, the man looked at me. I'm standing up there as a little boy, you know, he looked down, he goes, "Hey boy, what you doing here?" "I'm gonna play the drums with my daddy." "And who's your daddy?" "Roy Carrier." And he said, "Roy Carrier. Hey Roy, who this kid?" "Oh, that's my son, let him in. Chubby Carrier, let him in. He gonna play the drums with me." Boom, I ran in there and I got behind them drums. Boom. Guess what? I played that one gig, and daddy said, "I'm gonna keep you."
Beautiful.
I'm gonna keep. But you know how I learned the songs? I would watch them rehearse.
Oh, okay.
I was playing drums already, but I was marking the drummer. Because I'm a drummer, right? And I'm watching the drummer, watching everything my daddy drummer did. I'm marking him. I'm just doing this. Oh, I know that song. You know? I heard it. I sat right behind him, and I kind of traced what he was doing. And I practiced this with instinct. And I said, one day, daddy might happen to call me, or he might need me as a drummer.
Get out of here.
You hear me?
Yeah.
And I got that call.
Yeah.
I said, man, dirty football, I don't care. I'm grassy, I'm coming in there.
What was your other experience at the time? Because you said you were already playing. You were playing in school, or you were playing in a band that you had put together?
Oh, we see, the thing is, no. I was playing this around the house. We didn't have a band or anything, but some of my friends would come over and I said, y'all, let's jam, you know? And they would play some of the guitar and bass, and I was playing drums. But just having jam sessions when people come over to us, because we didn't have PlayStations, man, and all these video games. We had instruments.
Yeah.
And then going back to that, you see what I'm talking about? What we had in the household?
Yeah.
That's what we had in my household. So didn't have a band, but I had invite my friends to come over. I went to jam. I said, man, learn how to play the guitar. Learn how to play the bass or something. We're going to have a little jam. But they weren't into it. Some of them was, not all of them. My brother played the washboard, but we can jam like that. But until I got that phone call, and that's when Daddy hired me to play the drums. That was my first gig. I was in my hometown of Church Point, Louisiana, a place called the American Legion.
Okay.
Got in that place, and I'm telling you, man, I'll never look back. I ain't gonna never forget that when I walked through that door, man. But I thank my daddy so much for, you know, giving me a chance.
Sure.
You know, as a little boy coming in there, 8 years old, not showing what I'm gonna do.
8 years old.
I was 8 years old, man, when I jumped on the drums.
That's something else.
8 years old, I jumped on drums with him. And then the band was looking at each other like this, going, this kid can play, man. He got a drive on him.
Yeah.
You know? Because I'm always back there when I get from school, I go play my drums. My mama be screaming at me, "Chubby, get off of them drums. Enough already."
No, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, man. But I was just so fortunate to be able to grow up in that environment. With that family tradition, with that family culture. I wouldn't trade it for the world, man.
Oh, I guess not.
I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm going into schools. I'm teaching Zydeco in schools now.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The kids today is not being exposed to it. They're not being introduced to it.
Right.
They don't even know what it is. And it's a shame, because in this area where you're at right now, you're in the country of Broussard, Louisiana. And you can go walk into these kids' neighborhoods and ask them about Zydeco music. I don't know.
It's lived a rough life, not just Zydeco, but something flashed through my mind while we were speaking earlier, and I think it was that we were talking about how, like Lala originally singing in French, and it flashed in my mind about the school system forbidding people to speak French, which was a native tongue to the region.
Yeah.
So, and maybe Lala morphed into Zydeco and in the midst adapted to that
It was
hurdle, I suppose, that had something to do with it. But so I mean, it's kind of not necessarily oppressed, but not really given the glory that it should. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Because when I was coming up, we had a French teacher at our school. But before then, she told me that wasn't allowed.
That's right.
That wasn't allowed. So in the 70s, they started bringing it back. I had a French teacher. I mean, I ain't gonna never forget that. She was always getting in the morning, "Bonjour, comment ça va?" You know, just a little French talking, you know? And it was a treat to know, because our heritage is from that.
Yes.
From the Lala, from being the French culture. And it was sad that it was taken away from us, you know? But again, like I came back, I grew up in the 70s, and I remember being in I think it was this 3rd or 4th grade, and they was introducing the French back into schools.
Okay.
And I told Mom, I said, Mom, I want to learn how to speak French because you and my mom, y'all talk French all the time. But the thing about my mom and my grandmother, they would speak French when they didn't want me to know what they were saying.
That's funny.
And then I started trying to listen because I was always that kid that always just sit there and just watch them in conversation, and I was just staring at my grandmother and my mom, and I go, what y'all saying? Ferme la bouche. Stay out of my business. Close your mouth.
Yeah. That's so
funny. I started learning, but at an early age. But again, you don't use it, you're gonna lose it.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Gino stuck with it. Some of the families I got, a friend of mine, Jordan, he used to sing French, and just talk French all the time, man. And I said, man, you still speak French? Man, I'm losing the words. I got to get back into it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But today, I'm going into schools, and I'm bringing Zydeco to the kids and letting them know about our heritage. Also, we have French immersion classes here. You know that?
Okay.
They back.
Okay.
They have French immersion schools.
I was told about French immersion. I want to say it was possibly a retreat. I interviewed a couple of members of Poisson Rouge out of the Wrath. And Kylie I'm trying to remember the names. They are teachers.
Kylie Griffin?
Yes, Griffin.
Oh, Griffin, yeah, they're from here.
Okay.
And her husband.
So right. So they teach French. And they were telling me about the French immersion classes, and they were the ones that told me about French being banned in schools.
Yeah, back
years and years
ago. Yeah,
right.
It was bad, but it's just so good, man. Because I'm playing in schools, and then I went to a French immersion class right there in Sunset, small town. And I said, look, this little bitty school, man. And they said, this is a French immersion school, and they all talk French. All their math, social studies, science is in French.
Yeah.
And I said, that's pretty cool. So I went to play for them, and they were talking to me. And just to see those little 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, man, learning how to speak French, it's so refreshing to bring back our tradition, our culture,
Sure.
and where it all came from, and teaching it to our children. So that's what got me involved. I want to teach Zydeco music to our children because right now it's dying.
Yeah.
It's dying, man. We're suffering right now. Cajun music as well, But for me not going in there and using my voice while I have a voice, well, who gonna introduce it to them now?
Sure.
There's not every kid fortunate to have a grandfather or father with the music and the instruments sitting right there in their living room.
It'll hold their attention, that's for sure.
You see, yes, it would.
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing, you're right talking about holding their attention. When I go to the schools and I bring in the little washboards and the little drums and just to have them to play the instruments, they're all for it. They're all for it, man. They want to play.
Yeah.
But they just don't have it in their household or introduced to them to play.
Sure.
So, man, as I'm going, I partnered up with the ACA, that's Acadian Center for the Arts.
Okay.
And the Arts Council got together and they said, man, we got to get this. Well, they're doing art, they're doing music, we're doing it all. But I had signed up for the music part of it.
Okay.
Because Zydeco music needs to be in schools.
Sure.
And it's so good to see that we have a thing called Lash Posh. Lash Posh is a gathering where you can learn how to play Zydeco music, French music, Cajun music, and it teaches the kids how to play the accordion, sing in French. That's pretty cool, man. So we have it. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah.
So we have I want to say a force of us all gathering together.
Yeah.
To try to get that tradition back.
Sure.
We want it back alive. We don't want it to die. And I was so glad that I signed up last year with them. I got to see them kids' faces, man. It's like when I walk into class and I play the accordion for them, they was just all engaged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so refreshing for them to see that.
That's how we all learn initially. I mean, think about the ABC song.
Yeah.
We learned through song initially,
That's how they learn. Yeah. That's how we learn the ABCs, right?
Yeah. So backing up a little bit, I'd asked about messages in the music. And maybe it gets lost in translation, literally or figuratively, but like there's no salt for the beans. What does that mean? Or people that haven't heard Zydeco music before, are there messages in there that kind of tell you about that life?
Well, you were talking about Zydeco sans passerelle?
Yeah.
That was the beans are not salty? Mm-hmm. Well, that came from the name. Clifton Chenier decided to name it that. He decided, because it was just French music, we're going to the la-la, we're going to the dance. But he said, we never had a name for it. And Clifton Chenier decided, les haricots sont pas salés, which means snap beans are not salty. And he said, haricot, les haricots. Oh, I'm gonna name it Zydeco. He just came out of the blue and just named it Zydeco.
Okay.
You know, just like those wild Indians in New Orleans, when they be saying Giacomo Fino Anaye. I'm like, whoa, that's Indian talk, you know? Giacomo Fino Anaye. Giacomo Fino Anaye. So Clifton came out, Zydeco son pasale. We're gonna call it Zydeco, you know? So the music was named with Clifton Chenier in the 50s. And I'll tell you what, now people are asking today, what is the definition of Zydeco music?
Right. People try to distinguish between Zydeco, Cajun, Creole.
Yes, sir.
Very closely related and
Yes,
hard
sir.
to decipher, especially for an outsider.
Right, right. So when you listen to Zydeco, man, it's gonna be a crossover between R&B, soul, blues, rock and roll, all mixed in one. You know, you hear Cajun music, you're gonna hear a crossover between a lot of two steps, waltzes, a lot of ballads. You know, it's on a slower level. But Zydeco, like I said, is blues sped up.
Yeah.
It's constantly high energy. You're gonna get a few ballads out of it, but Zydeco music is always high energy, you know? And that's what brings the people to know, oh man, that gotta be a Zydeco band, because they play like 10 songs in a row, like,
Right.
and some people call me and tell me, one lady called me, this is funny because, you know, the music is so upbeat. Chubby, I got you on Pandora right now, and all I'm doing is just exercising to your music because you...
Good luck. Try to keep up, right?
There's so many beats per minute, you know? I said,
Yeah.
oh, that's pretty cool to know, right?
Yeah.
She said, that's how I know the difference between Zydeco. Well, that's how you distinguish it? Okay, that's fine.
Sure.
You know? She said, I know Zydeco music, man. It don't stop.
It might have been the Griffins that were telling me that story, but they would go to dances as kids when they could get into bars initially, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And you could feel the wood floor bouncing
You could
because the
bounce
dance
it.
floor was so...
Yes, Reshore Club was like that, man. You can feel it. This guy got people dancing, man. This thing will cave in, man.
Right.
They built that club in 1960.
Okay.
Okay, and that's the original floor.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and now we're talking about getting into the 70s and the 80s, and I'm talking about when you dance, you can feel the floor. You could be sitting, you doing this. Holy smokes! You can feel it like you're about to cave in, man.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dance halls like that. You can feel the vibration. I mean, you can feel like you're just doing this, as you said. Because people dance, they love to dance here, man. The music is not to sit down to it, it's to get down to it.
Right.
And as people dancing, man, I'm telling you, you can feel that rocket, boy, I'll tell you what. But I can't believe the floor never caved in.
Right.
It would go, it feel like it's getting ready to buckle, but it hang in there.
Yeah. That's funny.
Hey, I want to show you how they built things back in the day, huh?
I was trying to phrase it some kind of a way, but it's the truth, man. It's
That's
the
how they
truth.
built things. They used real wood, man. It was all real wood back then, you know?
As far as the music playing a role, I guess in your comeuppance on a personal level, not as on a musician's level. Like when I speak about my family get-togethers when I was a kid, it was always over food, and that's kind of tradition. We get together, boil a pot of crawfish and some shrimp or something, you know, and it brought people together. And the music, the Zydeco music, is one that has always brought people together. And for you, it was a part of a tradition for family gatherings as well. So I mean, it shaped your life coming up, your formative years, you know. And it just occurs to me that it was important to you on so many different levels that I couldn't even begin to fathom. Do you know what I mean? It shaped who you became because you became a musician in the music, but prior to that even, or in the midst of that, it shaped it glued your family together, or it was what brought people together in the area on a Friday night. You know, it's how people met their wives and husbands, you know? So I think enough can't be said about the genre's importance to our culture. You know?
Look, man, let me say this. Just being together with the family compared to those days to these days.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It is.
It's gone. We don't see that anymore, man. I mean, there was always some type of gathering every weekend with one of my relatives. Somebody somewhere was cooking something on Sunday after church.
Right.
We met up every weekend. And I tell you what, it was good to see my cousins. Like I said, all we did, we played basketball, we played football, we played baseball in the yard as kids. And the grown-ups, They would sit there and have conversations. There wasn't no cell phone.
Right.
It was conversations, man.
Yeah.
They talked, they laughed. The laughter was unbearable. When you hear them, this big laughs in the house, man.
Yeah.
You know, for gatherings. This is not a Thanksgiving gathering. This is just gatherings.
Yeah.
And you can hear the laughter and the kids playing outside together. You know, we was always together. Now we're so distant.
Yeah.
Everything's distance now, man. Even though you get together for Thanksgiving, I can put the couch right there. Those two kids are playing some type of game. The other two on the phone. This one scrolling down. There's no conversation at the house for Thanksgiving at all.
Yeah.
Back then, it brought people together. Happiness. Everybody felt like they were safe. We had good, wholesome, clean conversations. Everything meant what that was coming out of everybody's mouth. It meant something. It's good to be here with you, man. It's good to, and thank you for inviting me to come to your house, and thank y'all for the food. It was always that going, you know?
Yeah.
Now, we done ate, y'all ready to dance? See how I moved my couch? We moved the couch, my mama would move the couch. That was the dance floor. Okay? We had that hard wooden floor in the house.
Yeah.
Move that couch, move that, all that out the way. The guys surround themselves around the building. They sit there, and people just dance on the middle of the floor. To see that as a kid, I mean, it's just something I'm reminiscing on right now.
Sure. Yeah.
That was so much good feeling, man. And then the kids would come in, they would invite us.
Yeah.
Because they knew that, okay, it's going to be passed down to generation to generation.
That's kind of where I was going to go with it, because this music and this art is kind of a coat of arms for your family. And there are, I think, 5 maybe originals in Louisiana that started playing this music, and you're one of few that have been bringing it out to the masses. In your writings, when you're coming up with these songs, I'm sure a lot of that is included in there. That's got to be a focal point, a mission statement of sorts, you know?
Yeah, because you got to get the message across. You got to get the message across, man, because where it all came from. Okay? You tell a story. Back in the good old days, that's one of the songs we wrote. Back in the good old days. I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back to the good old days, because there were some of the better times that we had. Yeah. You know? For me as a kid, growing up in that area, like I said, man, the kids so lost right now. They wouldn't understand it. You know, I'm doing schools. I'm doing a first time butchery.
Okay, and for everybody, that's a pig roast, correct?
That's when you go. A butchery is when you kill the pig.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting ready to make hog crack.
So the boucherie is the kill, and then the couchon de lait is the cook.
The couchon de lait is the cooking.
Okay.
But the boucherie is when you butcher a pig. You kill them and you come clean it. You're gonna make boudin. You're gonna make some steaks. You're gonna make some bacon. Whatever you're gonna get out that pig. You know, you can roast them, but that's when you have a couchon de lait. You know. But these kids, I'm going to Abbeville, I think it's a middle school or STEM Academy, I can't remember the school. But we're going to do a boucherie with a bunch of kids there for the first time.
They'll never forget it, Chubby.
They're never going to forget that,
no,
you know?
No.
But again, here we go. Let's talk about when we came up with my gatherings. That was another gathering. You know, people would call. It was like a big thing on Saturday, man. They called each other and said, hey, man, I'm going to kill a pig this Saturday. Y'all come over. This is my uncle calling my daddy. All right? It was a festival, brother. When they call and say, we're going to do a butchery, it was a big festival. Because I'm talking about Uncle Bill, Uncle Joe, Uncle Floyd, all of them come out. It was a big thing, man. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, because here it is. As we butcher the pig, we're cutting them up, making whatever hog-head cheese. I don't care if they're going to do pig feet. I don't care if they're going to slice them and make some boudin. I don't care if they're going to take the stomach out, and then the mama's in the kitchen making boudin. You hear me? Yeah. It was a family-oriented thing, man. Yeah. It was a big thing, but it brought us together. Yeah. You know, but of course it's dealing with food, but you know what? That's what we did. Food, fun, music. Sure. So I'm going to do this to these kids February 25th, and I want to see their faces, man. I want to say, that's where you get your bacon, that's where you get your boudin, and that's where you get your pork chop.
Back to life.
We're gonna find out what all that y'all been eating. Nigga probably say, I didn't even know that's where I got it from. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
But you feel me? As a kid coming up to that environment, that setting, again, taught me a lot, man. It taught me a lot how these people survived back in the day.
Yeah.
You know? When my daddy used to tell me, go back in the bag, ring that chicken neck. That's gonna be your supper for tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was my supper. Go back there and kill it. Give me a hen. I'm gonna make a hen gumbo. Go ring that chicken neck. He taught me how to do that.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, again, damn, I made a gumbo. Y'all come eat. They made a phone call.
Yeah.
We made a pot of gumbo. Y'all come eat.
That was the business of the elders, man.
That was how it was, though, man.
Yeah.
That's how it was. We don't get these phone calls no more. I made a pot of gumbo. I'm gonna do a butchery. It's kind of lost out there. It's just going. It's just,
sure.
And I hate to see that going like that, man. I know it's gonna be tough to bring it back, but we don't want to forget it. We don't want to forget. So some of what we're doing, they have a thing called in Louisiana, Creole Culture Day. They bring that back for one day, man. And you know what? I just want to be all part of it.
Sure.
And then walking around there in Creole culture, I just look at this. Look, this is what I did as a kid.
Right.
So now I'm taking my grandbabies, you know, to the event.
It's a reintroduction.
To introduce them to it, you know. Come, we're gonna go to a Creole Culture Day. What is that? Well, they're gonna have music. They're gonna have boucherie. They're gonna have chickens, but we're gonna cook a gumbo. Y'all gonna see all that. I want y'all to see where your grandfather came from. My growings, because right now they don't know, buddy.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Right.
And if you don't introduce it to them, they will not know.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think music plays an integral role in the preservation of a culture because it speaks to future generations about the past.
Yes. And the future generations, what I'm doing, like I said, I'm bringing it to the schools and into that level to let them understand how important it is to keep it going. When I see that school bringing in 20 accordions for these kids to learn how to play instruments, I want to be part of that.
Sure.
I want to go meet them. I want to sit with them because I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like to see grow. You know? When them kids ask me, I don't see it on TV. I didn't see it on the MTV. I didn't see it on YouTube. You know?
Yeah.
I said, it's not going to be on YouTube. It's something that we have as a household.
Yeah.
That we do here as a family.
Yeah.
You know? That mainstream YouTube and all that stuff, that's for commercialized stuff.
Sure. And unfortunately, the influences of a child become what's in mainstream media. And I can tell you, we didn't have a boucherie when I was a kid, and I didn't really have a sense of identity for the longest time.
Not everybody did, buddy.
I started looking it up after the fact when I was older.
See?
You know, both sides of my family are French, and there was a lot that used to go on, I guess, before my time.
Yeah.
You know,
But
so I was unaware.
You was unaware. But you see, it's like I said, not every family was able to do that.
Yeah.
Not every family, don't get me wrong. But you see, right now we have less and less and less and less and less of it. We don't have enough of it.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But again, I'm going back to that Creole culture that they do at least that once a year to gather these people together and let them know where it all came from.
Yeah.
It's just put a joy in my heart just to see that happening.
I'm sure.
And for it not to happen, it would break my heart.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So when I see that on the calendar, man, I'm doing everything what I can, if I can, when I can, to be part of that.
Sure.
You know what
wonderful.
I mean?
Yeah.
And it brings people together, man. And I'm like, look at this gathering. So now we're going back to my friend that said, I wasn't fortunate to have musicians in the house. Not everybody was.
Yeah.
And I said, well, tell me how you feel about it, buddy. Man, you know, you tell me your stories about your grandfather, your daddy. Chubby, that must have been the joy of your life coming up, listening to your grandfather and the surroundings of all your cousins sitting in that house making good music. I said, yes, it was, man. It was. I was one of those kids that was blessed and fortunate to be around it.
Yeah.
You know, we have a few of us. Like I said, we have the Dopsies, we have the Cheniers, we have the Delafosses, we have the Broussards. We got a few of the families, not every family. You know, you got Fontenot's, Ardoins.
Yeah.
You know, we got a bunch of us that was fortunate to be around that environment. Some of them wasn't. You know, when we invite some of the people that didn't have that kind of family, they was like, man, I want to be part of your family.
Right. I'm adopting y'all.
Man, I want to be. I'm like, now next thing you know, we calling them up and say, hey, cousin. Oh, now you're my cousin.
Yeah.
Because they like what we do.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be part of that family.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Let's be cousins. Let's do it. Let's go. It don't matter. Bring it. If you're going to teach your grandkids and your children, come with it.
Yeah, it brings everybody together.
Yes, sir.
So when do you walk us through when you start bringing your own band together, start forming your own band?
So
are you still on drums at the time?
Yeah, see, I played with Daddy. I played my daddy's band for, I was like 8 years old up until I was about, I want to say 17.
Okay.
But Terrence Simeon and Lawtell had a band, and he was going to Europe. And everybody kept telling Terrence, man, I'm going to Europe, but I don't have I don't have a drummer. So everybody was talking about Chubby Carrier as a good drummer. And Terrence never knew who I was. But people was talking about me. So all of a sudden he come knock to my girlfriend's house. And they said, hey man, I'm looking for Chubby Carrier. I'm Terrence Simeon. You don't forget that. Then all of a sudden they said, Chubby, some guy over here named Terrence Simeon looking for you. And I went at the door and said, hey, man, how you doing? He said, hey, man, how you doing? I'm Terrence Simeon, man. I got a band called Terrence Simeon and the Mallet Playboys. And I said, oh, okay, I never heard of you, man. He said, but I heard of you. I said, well, you heard about me. I heard you was a good drummer, man, and I'm going to Europe, man. I said, you doing what? He said, I'm going to Europe. I got 10 nights with Fats Domino, and I'm going to be playing the Bern, Switzerland Jazz Festival.
Holy moly.
And I said, when we leaving? I didn't even know the cat. Right. I didn't even know him. But he said he was looking for a drummer to go to Europe, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the phone call because the furthest I went, Texas. You know, I played with Daddy. We played Beaumont. We played Houston. We played Port Arthur, Texas. But I never got out of, the state of Louisiana, but in the state of Texas. Yeah. And you gonna come call me and ask me to go to Europe? Sign me up. I got with Terrence, man. I went to Europe just for that particular time, 2 weeks, because my mind was thinking about my own band. Mm-hmm. But it was 1987. I went on the road with Terrence. Man, he sat with me after we played about 10th, 12th gig, and he said, oh, man, I'm thinking about it, hiring you as a permanent drummer. I said, well, I'm not looking to be nobody's band because I want to start my own band, but I can help you out. I stayed over with Terrence for 2.5 years.
Okay.
So 1989 rolled in. I said, I think I'm ready. I got on the road with Terrence. We traveled the East Coast, West Coast, Europe, Canada, you name it. We traveled.
Wow.
We were going steadily, 3 months at a time.
How old are you at that time?
18 now.
Okay.
I was 18 years old. And in at 19, that's when I decided, it's time to start my own band. 19 years old. Mm-hmm. Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band was formed in 1989.
All right.
I told Terrence, I said, man, thank you for introducing me to the music. Thank you for introducing me to your band and the road and how you handle business and stuff like that. But I said, I think I'm ready to start my own band. Hey, man, I understand. You stayed with me longer than I thought you was going to stay with me,
right.
Yeah. But
I'm surprised you would have that response initially because that's a lot. That's a wow factor to be introduced into. Yeah. But so, I'm sorry, go ahead on. You're just,
no.
I'm trying to picture an 18-year-old saying, you got something that's really great, but I'm going to go do my own thing.
I'm going to do my own thing, yeah. But I stayed with it for a little while, man. As a matter of fact, it was 18, 19, and 20 years old I started the band, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was 20 years old when I started my own band because I had to wait for a little while to get it all together because I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing. Started my band in 1989, I was 20 years old. I got on the road, started just traveling, man. I just wanted to get the music out there. I wasn't even worried about getting paid. I just wanted to introduce the world to Zydeco music.
Sure.
I wanted to introduce the world to my grandfather and my daddy's music. Got me an agent, and I said, man, what do you want to do? He said, I want to travel. I just want to be out there. He put me in the road for 275 dates a year. Wow. 275. I was traveling just that much, man. Between we done circled the United States of America. So he said, I don't know where else to put you. We started going into Canada. Then all of a sudden we started going into Europe because we just traveled all over the United States. I played all 50 states, over and over and over. I was just backtracking, right? Then he said, we're going to get you into Canada for a little while. Got to Canada. We're going to get, all right, we're done with the United States, Canada. Let's take you to Europe.
And the band you're with at the time, the same members throughout all of this?
A lot of the time, yeah. And then a lot of them came back and quit.
Well, I mean, that's a lot to ask of some people.
3
I mean, some
months,
people
4
can't
months.
get away like that.
No, man.
You know?
They got burnt out. Some of them got burnt out.
I'm sure.
It wasn't for them. It wasn't for them. It sounds good when they say, hey, man, you want to go to the New York, Connecticut? Oh, yeah, man, get me out of Louisiana. When they go, then all of a sudden it's like they start to miss Louisiana.
Hey, this place is missable real quick. I feel like a fish out of water every time I leave.
Yes, everybody tell me that too, man. Yeah, Chubb, I don't think it's for me, man. I want my gravy and rice, my rice.
yeah.
I want my rice and gravy. It's true because a lot of them come on the road, enjoy it, but it's always good to go back home.
Sure.
But I was that one that wanted to be out there. I come home, I travel so much on the road. I get here, I didn't know what to do. Because I just knew I traveled. I lived out of a suitcase. I lived in hotels. I slept on buses. I flew. I slept on trains. You know, that's all I did. I just was in and out, in and out. I never had a steady place.
Yeah.
I had a little apartment here, man, but I wasn't even there. I didn't even need it, you know, because I wasn't home, right? But I was just that determined to get my daddy's music out, baby Calvin music out there, and my grandfather's music. I just was that determined.
Yeah.
I wanted to spread the Zydeco gospel, man. And I was doing it too. But in that year, it took me up to about my 28th year just traveling the United States that I had a chance to be able to be nominated for a Grammy.
That was a long road, man. And I was going to ask how I mean, maybe it's obvious, maybe it isn't, but how did you measure success back then? Some people will say it's the size of the crowd or the paycheck or these things, but it's kind of superficial when you think about what your real mission was, you know?
You see, when I first started, there wasn't no money. Crowds was 20, 30 people.
Mm-hmm.
As you progress, as you go back, those 20, 30 people talked about, you got to go see this Zydeco band from Louisiana. The word get out slowly but surely. We didn't have the social media.
Right.
You had word of mouth.
Yeah.
That's how we get the news out. Next thing you know, I'm in Atlanta. I'm playing for a crowd of 50, 60 people. But the people going, let's go see this Zydeco band. They from Louisiana. I don't know even what Chubby Carrier and some Bayou small band. Let's go see. As they walk in the club, they're going, oh, I'm liking this. This is pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we going back, touring and hitting the same venues again, you can see your crowd start to grow. So it's progressing.
Okay.
And as you're going back every year, and they remember, when you come back here, it's on their page. I'm going to be looking out for you, and I'm going to tell all my friends about you. It was word of mouth, man.
Okay.
As I can see, I'm going back to Atlanta, New York, Connecticut, Minnesota, South Dakota. As I'm going back to these places, I could tell people have been talking about the band that came called Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band, Zydeco band, who we didn't know, but I'm going to bring you to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come see this band. It's amazing. They have an accordion and a washboard. But man, throughout the years, you can see your crowd growing. As you're growing, you're recording, you're putting music out. You know, that's when we had CDs, you know. We didn't have to worry about this getting Apple Music or Amazon and all that stuff. The bands were out there touring and making a little money off of selling CDs.
Yeah.
Okay? But that crowd that you went to, that 50, 60 people, told their next people about the music, and you can see as you're going, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm looking at that grow, man, throughout the years. You know, that progressed.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing because like I said, I was the outsider looking in, going to try to play this music, and people goes, I don't even know who this is. I'm in Destin, Florida, as a fact. And the sign said Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band. Guy pulled in, he said, let's go see. That sounds like they're from Louisiana. I don't know what kind of music it is, but that sounds like a Bayou Swamp Band.
Good enough, man. It's feet in the door.
That name got them in, right?
Yeah.
Bayou Swamp. That got to be from Louisiana. Let's go see.
Yeah.
Right? When they walked in, they never looked back. I'm telling everybody about y'all. I'm gonna be a walking billboard for you guys. One time we was playing in Chicago, and Elvin Bishop was supposed to play that night, but he got canceled. But they replaced me at this one club. I can't remember the name of it. But people was coming pay to see Elvin Bishop. Okay, they walk into the door, goes, Elvin Bishop couldn't make it, I think of illness or something. But we got this band from Louisiana, they call them the Bayou Swamp Band, Zydeco, I think that's how you say it, you know. Oh man, I just drove from the Heights to come see Elvin Bishop. All right, man, I'll get it here. You pay the cover charge. People come sitting like this. Because they want to see
Change my mind.
Yeah, want to see Elvin Bishop. Then all of a sudden, hear this guy come on the stage, 260 pounds, playing this accordion. I know the nighttime, boo-doo, boo-doo-doo. Here's the right now. What in the world? And I'm looking at, you know?
Mm-hmm.
People's faces change, man. It goes, you know what? The guy coming to me. I was coming to see Elvin Bishop tonight, man. I had no idea who you were. But I just drove from the city to get here because it's in the Heights. I wasn't going to turn back around, so I said, I'll give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, I'm lucky I'm stayed.
Beautiful. Yeah.
There's little stories like that, man. It goes a long way, you know?
Yeah, that keeps you going.
Yeah,
on the road,
man.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So at what point, so walk me through the moments when you transitioned from drums to accordion.
Yeah, man. You know, as a matter of fact, yeah, because we skipped all that. But when I was playing drums with Daddy's band, my daddy he was a sharecropper, then all of a sudden he got a job to work offshore. Mm-hmm. That means he had to leave for 7 or 14 days. So here I am, Daddy's teaching me how to play the accordion, and then all of a sudden Daddy said, man, I got to leave. I'm sorry I got to leave y'all with these gigs, but we ain't got no accordion player. I said, maybe you could teach me the songs. Oh, you interested? Yeah, I could give it a try. I can't sing, but I could try. He said, okay. Daddy started messing with me. I was a drummer though. He started messing with my accordion. This is how we play this song. The Midnight Special. He teach me how to play the songs. Mm-hmm. So he started teaching me slowly but surely. And all of a sudden, the bass player was lead singer. But he would sing the songs. Mm-hmm. So Daddy started teaching me how to play. So I was Daddy's replacement when Daddy would go offshore.
Okay.
On the accordion. I started at about 12, 13 years old. And then my brother, he was the washboard player. He transitioned to drums. So I want to say between the ages of 13, 14, 15 is when I started playing the accordion. Then I took my chance at 15 years old to start yelling in the mic.
Okay. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a singer, man.
Yeah.
I would kind of I knew the guy going to sing. I would kind of lip sync, you know. And I know he's singing, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm humming myself because I can hear him. Then all of a sudden I went up there and, you know, I just kind of made myself start to singing slowly behind him, right? Mm-hmm. But he said, man, you the lead accordion player. Learn how to sing. Yeah. I said, I'm going to just kind of mark you a little bit.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot to take on.
It's a lot to take on.
I mean, the accordion by nature is a percussive instrument, right? But
yes.
With drums, you don't have any of the chords or harmony that you're having to pick up on. Yes. Did it help that you had played guitar or anything previous?
No, no, it didn't help. No,
because that happened so long ago.
No, you see, when you're a drummer, you sing the songs behind your daddy.
Sure.
Because you got to know when to come in.
Yeah.
And if you say, I said, it's all right, well, it's all right. It's all right, have a good time. Well, it's all right, whoa. So I'm doing the same thing Daddy doing.
Okay.
I said, so I'm humming, I'm doing that, right? Mm-hmm. So as I'm going along, so that helped. Because like I was listening.
Gotcha.
You know, because we didn't have any music to read. So I had to kind of sing along a little bit to keep up the tempo. Mm-hmm.
Hey, have you heard about Neworleansmusicians.com? It's a place where articles, music videos, interviews, and streaming music from Louisiana musicians can be found. Fans can join free. Music business professionals can join free too. And Louisiana musicians can join for free as well. It's also the place where Louisiana bands go to network and get free promotion. We've definitely got plenty, like this band. Check them out.
So what if I do say that I miss you? What if I do say that I need you?
Mm-hmm. So that helped out, but not playing the guitar because I didn't do good on the guitar. Bass was okay, but not guitar.
Yeah. I couldn't get past it, man. I played piano when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So I was used to those keys.
Yeah.
And when you pick up a guitar neck, and we'll pick up a guitar and look at the neck, it's overlapping. Yeah. And it just confused me. And
it did.
Unfortunately,
because
I thought that was right.
It didn't mesh with me.
Right.
And then you playing that little, you know.
So you transition from drums to accordion.
Accordion, yep. at the age of 12 years old, I started picking up. Well, I was playing a little bit, but not on stage. But you know, I was 8 years old with Daddy on drums, 9, 10, 11, just messing with the accordion.
But you were okay, so you were still messing with it, but you were still playing drums because
Oh, yeah.
I forgot his name. That guy, that Terrence came to find you.
And then Terrence, that's
You
not
were
till
like-
later. Yeah.
You were like 18, 19, 20, somewhere
I was
around there.
19.
Like 19 you were talking about. So you were still playing drums
With my
enough,
dad.
often,
Yeah.
and well enough to be known for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because I still drums was my thing. But like I said, the only time I played the accordion was when Daddy wasn't there.
Okay.
You know, I replaced it. And then everybody started hearing about me playing accordion. But I wasn't ready to take on a band. I couldn't sing then, you know. But like I said, all that came about when I started playing with Daddy's band, started coming lip syncing behind the bass player, my dad. And then when I got with Terrence, you know, I was ready to take a chance.
Yeah.
I think I was ready, man. I was 19 years old, I started, and I said, in 89, February 89, Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band was formed.
And did it occur to you back then, because it seems like an accordion player would be a more natural band leader, not in so much as capacity, but position in the band on stage, like how you see things, like that you would expect a singer to lead the band. It's the front man. Not often, I mean, them guys, the drummer kind of leads the band. So, I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, you know, we have so many throughout time. But did it seem a more natural fit for you, being in front with the accordion, forming your own band, leading your own band?
Well, because Daddy said, you know, like the bass player basically told me that. He said, man, you're the accordion player, you're the lead player. You need to be singing.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm not a singer yet. He said, well, you got to learn. You got to learn because it'd be more of a leadership if you become not just the accordion player, but the band leader is the accordion player. And I said, oh, okay. And then I started putting my mind, heart, and soul to it. I said, well, maybe I should practice it, you know, try to learn if I could do this as a accordion band leader, you know. And what that consists of, you singing the songs, you out there, and you talking to the crowd, you getting everybody ready. Y'all ready? Want to hit the next song? You got to get them all.
You got to be your own barker.
It's a whole process, man.
Yeah.
So I had to learn all that, you know.
Yeah.
But throughout the years, because you know you're gonna fumble. I fumbled a couple times. I didn't know what to say. Didn't know singing the wrong songs. You know, missing the lyrics, forgetting the lyrics.
Sure.
So it's a struggle, but you know you learn throughout the years of becoming that leader.
Yeah.
Of the band. You know, and I said this is what the leader is all about.
Yeah. Well, as far as learning process, you jumped in both feet.
But I had a good
70-something dates.
Oh yeah, I had a good teacher though, my daddy.
Sure.
Yeah, my daddy taught me all that, man. This how to lead. He said, make sure you read your crowd. Don't just play what you want to play. Read your crowd. If the people not dancing on these fast songs, play something slow.
Incredible insight.
Play something. Okay. You got a lot of couples tonight. They want to dance slow. Play a lot of slow songs. Play a waltz. Let me see what's happening. Okay, see? You got them. So they want a lot of slow songs and waltzes. You cater to the crowd.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing about being a band leader. Me, I had a song list. I'm just gonna play this. That's not how you do it, son.
Yeah.
He broke it down to me. Throw it away. Throw that away.
Let me ask, why and how did you have access to an agent that could book you 280 dates your first go round? And why was it that your father wasn't doing more of that himself?
No, Daddy didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to stay home and take care of his family.
Okay.
He wasn't interested. I was, but Daddy wasn't. And I said, man, I want to get me an agent and just have him book me all over the world. That's what I want to do. That's not what he wanted to do. He used to tell me, oh, you crazy? You going where? I said, man, I'm going to Washington, D.C. I'm going to New York. I'm going to Connecticut. What all that? Oh, man, I'm staying in my house. That's too much traveling for me. But guess what happened at the tail end of it? When I started coming back from my tours and telling him how much people liked it, he goes, maybe I might consider it. You know, I said, give it a chance. I said, Daddy, your style, people are going to like your style, man.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Not only on the road, but I mean, just bigger stages. I mean, he went on to play Jazz Fest, you know, so I guess it kind of grew on him, you know, your influence, bringing that message back home as well.
I kept telling him, go, because, you know, people need to hear you, man. And he did. He finally went, and that's when he went with Wayne Khan. And not only that, he played Wayne Khan's wedding, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Man, but just the idea for me to be able to go, like I said, I was that determined, man. I wanted to find an agent. At first, I couldn't find an agent. I did a few of the bookings myself.
That's why it blew me away when you told me how many dates he booked you for, because you were a young kid, you were just starting out, and you must have landed a really good agent to be able to pull that off for you.
Yes, because I'm telling you right now, when I started booking, I said, in my first months, I think it was like when I started the band, February, March, April, May, June. I tell you, maybe the fall when I found me an agent that got me out there. I had a really good agent, but I knew them by traveling with Terrence. I met a lot of agents.
Okay,
You see?
and I'm glad you said that, because I didn't want to dwell on it, but I wanted to pick your brain a little bit to see what you picked up from that experience, because that had to be a school on a whole different level.
Oh yeah. I actually, I didn't know nobody till I got on the road with Terrence, and I started introducing myself. Hey, I'm Chubby Carrier. One day I'm gonna have a Zydeco band. Oh, okay, here you go. Here's my card. You're a great drummer, man. I don't know what you sound like on accordion, but hey, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know? So I got with an agent, man. I'm telling you, I knew him really well. He had left another agency and started his own agency.
All right.
So he was looking for artists. And I said, Steve, what you doing? He said, man, I left Piedmont Talent. I said, what? You left him? He said, yeah, I'm gonna start my own agency. But I need some acts. I said, I need an agent.
Beautiful.
It all came together, see?
Yeah.
And he said, well, let's try to get this going, man. So he booked me the first, we'll say, not 3 months of the first time, maybe about a month. And that was still good, because we were working almost like 6 nights a week. But when you go back and people start talking about, hey, Steve, you need to get this Chubby Carrier back here, man. As a matter of fact, we got a downtown festival. It's got like Atlanta Hot Eats or something. We like to put him on there. You see? It started ricocheting.
Yeah.
As you go in, man, they start talking about it, because Steve knew the promoters. Well, I got the band for you. Let's give it a try, you know? So as we getting in, like I said, we was the outsiders looking in. We was invited. We was invited again. Back. And we want them back, you know? Now we start seeing a little dividend, a little money, you know?
Sure.
Now when they're asking for us, I say, Steve, now they're asking for us. We got to start putting a little price on it, you know? Started making a little money then. But at the first, man, I'm like paying my dues. I'm just going to get my feet wet.
Yeah.
Yes, I paid my band. I ain't made nothing the first like 6 months.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get in. I was that determined.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing, though. You and your agent kind of broke out on the backs of each other, you know?
Yeah.
funny.
He broke out, man. He said, I'm starting my agency. I said, I'm starting a band.
Yeah.
And he started grabbing a couple of guys that he knew, you know, and he knew a lot of promoters, because he worked with the big intrepid artists, you know. The Piedmont Talent. And he started saying, well, I know a lot of these guys. I got the list. I can call them for you, you know. Let's put another Zydeco band on the show. Because promoters were starting to hear about Zydeco music, because Terrence was out there, Buckwheat was out there, CJ Chenier was out there. You had a few of them out there.
Okay.
You know? So they said, okay, yeah, we're gonna separate the blues festival and bring in a Zydeco band just to break it up a little bit. And we broke it up. Because you know you can go to a blues festival, you go hear ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. You gonna hear that all day, right?
Right, yeah.
So Zydeco come broke it up. And that's when people get electrocuted.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where we fit in at. And I said, man, that is so awesome. We went from blues festivals, blues clubs, to blues cruises.
Okay.
We got invited on those things, man. And I said, man, it's a blues cruise, but you bringing the Zydeco band? Yeah, man. It's because, you know, we got all these guitars in people's ears, man. We got to give them a little break somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You got 10 guitar players up here, and we ain't got nothing else to break it up. You know?
That's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing, and we was the one chosen.
Yeah.
You know, I said, wow, that's a good idea. You know? So it all panned out, man. Then as I'm traveling all these many years, we had an opportunity to circle back to Terrence Simeon and his wife, and they said, man, we are starting a category. I said, a category for what? Zydeco and Cajun at the Grammys. I said, you got in? You got in.
What was his relationship with the Grammys?
He got, with the thing about it, when him and Cynthia started going to the meetings, it's not a People's Choice Award. It's a committee award. You got to get in with the committee of a chapter. Memphis chapter was the closest one. So, man, they kept going to the meetings. They kept saying, listen, man, Zydeco music has been here way longer than the Grammys. We should have our own category. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I want you to go out there and I want you to get as many Zydeco bands to sign up. We need at least 37 people, 37 bands to sign up.
Okay.
Just to be able to be recognized. we could talk if you can get everybody to sign up. If we got enough between Cajun and Zydeco, we're gonna start a category. Shoot, when they told us that Cajun and Zydeco family signed up so fast, man, it was like unbelievable. The following year, in Memphis had another meeting, and they said, "Here's the deal. Okay, we got like 50 bands now. We got enough to start a category."
Beautiful.
Yes. So I thank Terrence and Cynthia Simeon for at least petitioning and getting their meeting. They had to drive from Lafayette to Memphis for the meetings, man.
Yeah.
But they did it. Just to fight for us to have a category. So they got the category. It was for the best Zydeco or Cajun album. Okay?
Okay.
It was Zydeco and Cajun. I like that. You have the choice. Zydeco or Cajun gonna win the Grammy. But at least we had our own category. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Best Zydeco or Cajun Album Award. Wow. That lasted for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it dismantled. They had to cut all the categories, a lot of categories, and we were one of them. We got cut. They said, what we're going to do now, we can't keep all the categories, but we're going to put y'all under the best regional roots album.
Something.
It didn't have the ring that the Zydeco Cajun family,
Yeah.
but still it's roots music.
Yeah.
You know, so what that means? Oh, okay, we're gonna combine you with African, Hawaiian. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So it's part of world music. I was thinking Americana.
No. World music. No.
Okay.
World
music.
roots music.
Okay.
African, Hawaiian.
Now, let me
Asian.
ask. Up until this point, you mentioned that you were selling CDs at shows. So y'all were recording. Y'all were putting out albums. Because in that process, you have to place yourself in a genre.
Well, back,
And to be able to sell through certain venues or whatever the case may be, you got to put something on it, some name.
well, Zydeco. It was Zydeco music. But you see, the thing about it, again, here we go. Where are we going to put this at? You know?
Yeah.
And that's where they had to fight. Even like some of the music stores, it's like, okay, we don't have a Zydeco category.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It was hard, man. You know, they put us under blues. The blues category. They put us under the blues category.
That's something.
And that's when Terrence and Cynthia said, no, we're not a blues band. And they even wanted to put us under blues at the Grammys. They said, no, they're going to combine that. How are we going to be? The best blues album go to Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band. I'm not blues. You see
People
what I'm
would
saying?
die of shock in the audience.
So that was a big negative, okay?
Yeah.
So that's where we had the problems at. Even trying to get on the road, like I mentioned to you earlier.
Yeah.
We didn't have a Zydeco club. We didn't have a Zydeco festival. What we gonna fit in at? Here, let's talk about that again, okay?
Yeah.
Now you talking about, okay, now you got CDs, where we gonna put this? They put us in blues category
That's something.
with our CDs. They had no Zydeco CD area. They put it with the blues. So if somebody had to go to the festival and say, hey, we're looking for Chubby Carrier. Oh, okay. They're going to blues. Oh, here he is, Chubby Carrier in the Bayou Swamp Band. They never had a category for blues Zydeco.
I don't know how that would sit well with someone to do that. Like, it seems like an impasse until you solve it properly. Not
Yes.
just put it with the blues. What are you doing?
Yeah,
What is
I know. And we had no category. We had nowhere to go. I'm talking again. Like I said, we was just the outsiders, and they feel like we don't know what to do with it.
that? Yeah.
We don't know how to sell it. We don't know what to. Even the record companies. I went with Blind Pig Records. I went Flying Fish Records. They didn't know how to sell it, man. They didn't know where you going to put it. Think about it. I'm with a record label now.
They might have known how to sell it, but the industry wasn't accepting of it.
No,
you know?
and again,
it didn't provide for it.
What you putting this on there? What is it?
Yeah.
Where you putting this at?
That's very odd.
You see, that was hard, man.
Yeah.
That was hard. I ended up in blues magazines. I ended up in blues categories, blues sections. You know, they didn't have a section for us.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought that up. What were they saying in the magazines? How did they describe your style
In
or
the
write
blues
about
magazine, Living Blues Magazine would write, new album by Blind Pig recording artist, Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band, Zydeco music at its best.
you? Okay.
They still would write about Zydeco music at its best, but it was in a blues magazine.
Okay, so at this point, if we had to call it, industry is thinking of Zydeco as a subgenre of blues.
There you go. There you go.
That is wild. I didn't.
And I would call them the first cousins of blues. We're first cousins.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I had
I
to say.
get it. When you introduced it into this
That's
storyline
it.
with us, it made sense.
Yeah.
But for them to introduce it to the world like that does not, and it's misleading.
So everything
in the least,
Zydeco did on the road when I was traveling in the 80s and 90s, it was considered blues, in the blues category.
That is something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's how we had to, either that or we wouldn't get recognized or categorized.
So let me ask you this: when you're putting out the CDs, what does your visual media consist of for those? What do the liner notes or the insides look like?
Blues album. Look what they say, from Blind Pig Records Blues Company.
And did you have any means of expressing that it was not inside of your? I mean, what are you putting? Are you putting scenery of your childhood, or local body?
Everything I can think of.
That's why I'm asking. I'm poking around to see how do you because you have to counter that with something. And being a musician, your voice is your most important asset.
Oh yeah, I had.
So
to.
it seems like you wouldn't stop when you got off stage. You would continue inside the liner notes. Anytime you spoke to anybody, and I'm glad that people that wrote articles about you at least kept it Zydeco and didn't fail to mention that.
At least I told them when I did an interview like I'm doing with you, with all these companies, all these blues magazines, all these blues, everything, man. I said, look, don't categorize me as a blues band. We're gonna talk. Okay, well, tell me all about it. I said, we're going to talk about Zydeco music that happens to be in a blues magazine.
Yeah.
Okay? And why we here? I said, because we're first cousins. Yeah.
So
we talking about, Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band. Zydeco music is the blues sped up. Zydeco music and blues is first cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to kind of relate it like that, like we were related.
Sure.
That's the only way, man.
Foot in the door.
Get in the door. I was rubbing elbows. I said, hey, I'm getting the feet. We got to get in somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't easy, buddy. It was nowhere to put us, man. Nowhere. And I took a chance, man. I really did.
Yeah.
I got into places that I shouldn't have been in. But I was just that determined to get out there, man.
You know what's funny? When people, if you ask anyone learned in the business field about what's a good business strategy initially, starting off, the first thing they're going to tell you is to find a niche. And essentially you had found a niche. It was prevalent here, but it was absent in the rest of the world, and that was your niche. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it kind of became your cross to bear, but in the end, it kind of became your gift. Do you know? I don't know how else to put it. It was just a double-edged sword, I suppose.
Okay, yeah. Because I hear I'm going trying to find my niche, but where you going? And who you going to play for? You don't have a Zydeco crowd out there.
No, I don't even think that was the question. Is where can you not go?
And to me, I said, man, wherever I can, I'm gonna take I'm going right there. Right. That's what that dark night. I'm going right there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna set up camp. I'm gonna hey, I'm Chubby Carrier from Lafayette, Louisiana. I play music called Zydeco. Y'all come hear me. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man. But you know what's so good about it? When people heard it, man, they wanted more.
Yeah.
They wanted more. They never knew what it was.
Nothing like it.
And it's like, this is amazing. Okay, I'm looking at the combination. There's accordion, a washboard, and you guys steady just got this drive. It's so happy music. I just want to tap my toes. Mm-hmm. You know? What is it again? I said, Zydeco music. What? But when they heard it, they wanted more of it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. I remember doing a lot of blues festivals, and everybody's reading these brochures. Lonnie Brooks, Coco Taylor, Chubby Carrier. And what is this? Zydeco? What is that? From Louisiana, Cajun Spice, something music. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Let's go see. But you can see them all sitting there looking all kind of like, we're giving it a chance, March. If it don't last, if you sound like Orange Whip, we're leaving. Boom, 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 boom. Chubby's playing. You can see people coming like, this is cool. That's making me move, right?
Yeah.
People like, wives tell me, my husband don't dance. He hates to dance. Chubby, he tapped his foot the whole night. I said,
You
really?
know what was funny? Wayne Kahn said, speaking of in our interview, he said it was the first music where the man could close his eyes dancing because he didn't have to lead the woman. It was a two-step. It was occurred in a small area. And when he stopped after he said where the man could close his eyes, or where I could close my eyes, that's what he said. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Please elaborate. You know.
Yeah, but it was, when they heard that, that was it though, man.
Yeah.
You know?
At some point, the Carrier family becomes the topic of a documentarian, I believe, by the name of James Anderson. And what do you know about that? Because did it happen when you were really young? What did you know about that?
I didn't know much about it. We didn't talk a whole lot about it, man. And I was still trying to find my resources on that, you know. And you heard a lot of different stories, you know. So Daddy said he didn't want to get into it too much to get involved. I guess family matter stuff, you know. But I didn't really follow up to it, you know what I mean? I kind of sort of left that alone.
I got you.
Yeah, I didn't get involved with it too much. You know, you heard some stuff.
Well, from what I understood, at some point they come down with a crew. They start filming the Carrier family playing music. I guess that was just the center of it. I don't know to what end, like what the focal point of the documentary was supposed to be, but in the end it kind of got shelved, and that's all I know.
Well, I'm gonna put it this way: what I knew. The guy had got in touch with Daddy. He started saying he wanted to do a documentary on Baby and Calvin. He started filming. Great idea, though, man. I gotta say. And he got a lot of good footage of Baby and Calvin. My daddy. Then he followed us in all the way into Georgia. He would follow us all over, man. He had helicopters come in the swamps. Because Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band, and they would talk about, you know, tell me how you got started. But it was just a good idea of doing a documentation on my family. You know, but I don't know what happened to James after that. You know, I said, it broke my heart to know that he wasn't included with the festival, with the documentary anymore.
Right.
And I didn't know what went. So Wayne came about and started doing researches.
Wayne Kahn.
Yeah, Wayne Kahn started just looking around and trying to figure out where is the tapes and where is James, you know, and all this good stuff. Like I said, I left it alone many years ago, and I never looked back. But Wayne started doing research on it, and he started feeding that this the tapes that I have. That's all what I have on them. But like I said, I never followed through.
Yeah.
You know, Dad and Wayne did. You know, it was just a good idea of doing a great documentary on my father and my family.
You said it very early on in this interview about how there wasn't any evidence or documentation of these things that you saw as a child.
Right, man.
Your parents, uncles, grandparents sitting on the porch playing.
Yes.
It wasn't there. Now, finally, there's someone that took the time to do such a thing.
Yeah.
That it didn't come to fruition is a great tragedy, if you ask me, because it needs to be documented, just for the world to see. Okay, so I just wondered, you know, where that was in the chronology of your life.
Yeah,
and
it was. I left it a long time ago, and then, like I said, Wayne and Daddy went after it, you know, and Wayne would keep me posted on things, but he was able to get his hands on some of the tapes. Yeah. And because, man, I mean, he interviewed my mom, some cousins. We went to Church Point, all my hometown, and he did so much footage. Yeah. You know, like I said, when James, whatever happened to him, and I don't know how Wayne got in touch with, but I just kind of washed my hands from it. Sure. And I said, you know, I'm not gonna. I got to keep touring. I got to keep moving. You know.
It's I definitely we all have to live our own lives and
yeah. I left that.
But it's the documentary is called Zydeco by Birth for everyone listening out there. Yeah. And Wayne Kahn is in talks constantly trying to push this thing and get some funding behind it to complete what he has in his possession, which is a bunch of tapes of the Carrier family performing, and like you said, interviews as well. Yes. Just priceless bits of footage. And at some point, Wayne's label, Right On Rhythm, was acquired by the Smithsonian.
Yes.
Folkways, which was to, I guess, document and preserve roots music,
Right.
which I thought was very interesting. But then fast forward many years, and there's still no Zydeco category, which is it's just very odd.
Again, here we go. We circle back around, and we're in 2026.
Yeah, yeah.
Still no category.
But so you're out there fighting the good fight, so to speak, trying to bring the music to the masses, and not only that, but kind of enlighten these people that are kind of they're posed in charge of how the world views music, at least American culture, the Grammys, you know, everybody's focused on the Grammys when it comes around, and kind of figure those as music authorities. Some do, some don't, but I mean, that's the idea anyway. And you're up against a category that's open and closed within a 5-year period. So
4 or 5 years.
tell me how it comes about that you get a Grammy.
Well, the thing about it, I was so enthused that we had the category. You know, I think Buckwheat had won. Buckwheat Zydeco had won the first one. Then Terrence. Then I was the third one to win it. And I think we had another artist afterwards, because I think it was 4 that won in the best Zydeco in that category. But what I did, when he told me, Terrence mentioned to me that we got a chance to win a Grammy, I said, well, I'm gonna put this record out, Zydeco Junkie, because all my fans will call me, I'm a junkie now. I done went out the road. It says, man, I'm a junkie. Where can I find more Zydeco music? That's it. That's the title, Zydeco Junkie. So I went about doing all the business side of it. My record label, Swampadelic Records. I have my own Carry Me Home music publishing company.
Okay.
I got all that going. You know what I mean? But I had to go out there and handle business, get it out there, promote it, right? And here come the digital world, because you know all of a sudden we got CDs, but here come the digital world. But I had to try to keep going because I got to get some units sold, and I'm pushing because I'm traveling again. All these 200-something dates, man, and people buying records. So as you're going, I think the Memphis chapter came about, but it's like I said, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna listen to all what's been said, all the albums, and everything was produced well. They listen to all these songs one by one, man, and they're gonna critique each one of these songs. And I'm telling you, I couldn't believe that they told me that my album had one of the best sounding albums out of Louisiana for a Zydeco band. And I mean, that's what happens, because you go to Memphis, they're gonna sit there and all these guys are gonna sit around a round table. They are voting members, and they voted me in.
Yeah.
You know, I said, wow, that's huge, man.
Yeah.
When you got voting members from the Grammys vote you in, that is huge. That's not a People's Choice Award. That's a committee award.
Right.
And I got voted in. I was just happy with the nomination.
Sure.
Just with the nomination, you know?
Yeah.
So I was good with that. And then we got to the Grammy, and they said, the Grammy goes to Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band. Oh my goodness.
Did you think you misheard?
Hey man, I was sitting up there, I thought, Chubby Checker maybe, I don't know. Right. But when they called my name, I was like, before they finished Chubby, I was already up there.
Yeah, I bet.
But to see this thing here, I never saw a Grammy before. I never ever been to the Grammy Awards. I would see it on TV, you know.
Sure.
But what an honor, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go back. Baby Calvin, my grandfather, my daddy, that paved the way for me to go and go for it, son. Because let's go back to what we talked about. He said, I don't want you to be your grandfather.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be me. I don't want you to be Baby and Calvin. Be yourself. I turned all that into this. This is when you're going to hear the album, you're going to hear Chubby Carrier. And because my daddy mentioned to me that I need to be myself. And I took that chance of being myself.
Yeah, that was a big deal. And I'm glad we paused on that back then in the interview, because it could have went a different way.
Yes.
They could have told you, no, this is personal to us.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't shame your family this way.
They could have
or
turned it all the way
don't
around.
play it any other way than the way it's supposed to be played. They didn't put any of those restrictions on you. And I think that's what made it possible, part of what made it possible in your mind to be able to do what you did over time.
Yes. And like I said, I took a chance. I was that outsider looking in. I was just trying to be that one person that hopefully in my family do the right thing.
Yeah.
And I think it did because I got rewarded for it.
Yeah.
You know, so all that goes back to that, what we talked about. Being yourself.
Yeah.
Creating your own sound. That wasn't Baby's, Calvin, or my daddy or my grandfather's sound. You know what I did? I incorporated all that into my sound.
Sure.
And he said, if you do, it's going to take you places. Listen to my daddy, and I listened well.
Came to life, right?
Came to life,
words
man.
came to life.
It came to life.
Yeah.
I took that chance.
Yeah.
Go for it. Let's see what's going to get you.
How did it feel making that album, Zydeco Junkies? Did it feel any different from the others? What do you think? I mean, obviously it was an opportune moment because the category had come up and then some of your peers started to get nominated and win and things like that. But did it feel any different making that album from the others?
No, because you know what I'm going to say? I enjoyed making all my albums, but this one kind of felt like it was going to be special.
Yeah?
Because I was trying to win an award. Not just an award, the most prestigious trophy you can win in music. That made it different, you know? But when I got into the studio, I started thinking, man, I have a chance to win a Grammy. You know, that happens to you when you're in the studio, you know, because other words, when I was recording songs, I want to make this song to where people can dance to it. I want to make this song where people can relate to it. I want to make this song, you know, you want to tell a story.
Yeah.
This it really worked on me that I was going to be able to be nominated for a Grammy, you know? Mm-hmm. So that took some extra time, you know?
I was going to ask, what does it cause you to do? Because sometimes it can cause people to overthink. Or did you feel like you had to step up your game more? Or was there more added pressure? Or
Man.
What is it like?
You're right. So I got to say, I was my very own worst critic.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because I'm thinking that the people from the voting academy is going to be listening to this. Oh no, I got to fix that. I got to fix this. And the producer going, hey, we don't have much time. I don't want to rush you, but you know, we can't keep doing this. Scratch that. Let's start over. You know what I mean? So some of that took place.
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, I got to settle down. I got to eventually put something down, you know? And we did. We worked it. The producer worked it with me. We made sure the sound was critiqued because they're going to be listening to every instrument, you know? And the voting members are sitting on there, they have that ear for that.
Sure.
This is the Grammys, man. They sit and listen to thousands and thousands of records, you know? And they know what they're listening for. Mm-hmm. And if it ain't there, you're not going to be nominated. So yes, I spanked myself in a couple of times and says, we all right, settle down, man. It's going to be all right.
That is incredible. So I guess I asked what was different before or leading up to, what was different after?
Now, leading to, before, like I said, your nerves, you got to be one of them things that you're going to sit down and you sit with your managers and your agent and say, listen, man, this is the time you can be on the big stage. We can either get there or we're not going to get there. And that goes on my mind going, oh, man, actually like you riding, coming here goes, I'm thinking about, because you think a lot when you drive, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking a lot as I'm making this record. Mm-hmm. What if? Here come the what ifs. What if that? What if this? What if that? You know? So all that came to play for me, man. But I had to get in my zone.
Yeah.
And make myself, you know, like I said, don't abuse myself too much on this record. Just make it happen. You know, if they're gonna like it, they're gonna like it. They're not gonna like it, well then you know what? That's always next year. Let's try again.
Yeah.
But that was my first time. This is it. This is the very first album. Because I had mine thinking, okay, this is a test run. You know, maybe they can tell me what I could do better next time.
What do you mean it was the first time? It was the first time you submitted?
No, that's the first time I submitted this album. That's the first time I ever submitted an album to the Grammys.
Why did you wait till year 3?
Because, you know, when the first year came, Terrence had told me about it. You go with nerves. I said, man, I don't know. I don't want to go and embarrass myself.
Yeah.
I want to see, and then I started doing, let me test the water. Let me see what's going to happen. If who's going to win it? Buckwheat, Zydeco. But Buckwheat got that kind of band, though. That's what I was thinking. Then all of a sudden, Terrence got in. I said, man, maybe I might have a chance.
That hit a little closer to home.
Yes, that hit a little. I started thinking, Terrence got in, man. Maybe I could, let me give it a shot. Mm-hmm. You know, I was kind of just testing the water. I want to see where it was gonna go. If it's like it's gonna really happen, you know. But it
I think you're
can't.
testing yourself.
And that's the thing about it. You know, we always our worst critic.
Yeah.
You know, we sit there, we test each other, we doubt each other, doubt myself, I doubt this, I doubt that. And I'm like, man, that's okay. But we do that, man, you know?
Yeah.
But that third year, I said, okay, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And you know, if I fail, I want to know what I did wrong so I can fix it for next year.
Well, sure. And I think that's some of the bigger lessons in life. I mean, the
Yeah.
prices are paid,
Yeah.
but that's
man.
what you get in return, you know?
What can I do to fix it?
Yeah.
What can I do to make it better?
So, what happens? What's different about your life afterwards? How does it affect your life after?
Afterwards, you know, what happened after the situation came about. My goodness, man! Like I said, I got so much phone calls, and the phone calls came in to all the promoters saying, "You remember that time when you was doubting about going on the road, and you did?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And see, hard work pays off, young man. You went out there when nobody even knew how to pronounce Zydeco music.
Mm-hmm.
That's called paying your dues. That's getting out there, testing the water. That's getting out there, getting your feet wet, rubbing elbows. You put that on the line.
Yeah.
And I said, wow. So now after I win the Grammy, I'm getting all these calls from festivals, from promoters. We never had a Grammy Award winner grace our stage before. You know, there's stuff like that. You know, there's special calls. So it didn't change me as a person, but as an artist. And I say as an artist because me, I'm always be me, you know?
Sure.
People look at me out there, I'm cutting my grass. They say, you still cut your grass because you just won a Grammy.
Grammy ain't going out there cutting grass.
Come on, man. Yes, I cut my own grass. But just changing as an artist, getting these phone calls that I never thought I would be getting from, you know, 60 Minutes, you know, this hearing from Entertainment Tonight, that was quite fascinating. You know, state your name. Tell me why you're here. Tell me what happened. Tell me how you got to this point to win a Grammy. You're hearing from big companies like that. Like, man, I watch these all the time on TV, 60 Minutes ET, you know? But it got my foot in the doors even that much easier. Because why? I went out there and paid my dues, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was that musician that was that determined to take my livelihood and sleep in a van while touring. I couldn't afford a hotel.
Yeah.
If we off that night, fella, this is our bed for the night. We're gonna find a rest area and we're gonna sleep in here and start over tomorrow. But then again, here we go. After the fact, I sit there and I think about those long, hard roads, man. For me going out there doing what I'm supposed to do to get my music heard.
Yeah.
Taking chances. So I'm sitting here after the fact, wow, it started from there and ended up here. Job well done, young man.
Yeah.
That's where it's at right now. You know what I mean? So I'm honored, man. I'm blessed. And I thank my daddy, my granddaddy, and Calvin Bebe every day.
Yeah.
Every day for just teaching me this music and introducing it to me. You know? And I did that for them.
Yeah.
That's not just for me, man. That's for them. You know? As I come about now in 2026, what I'm going to deliver, what I'm going to do now. Bebe is gone, Calvin's gone, my daddy's gone, my grandfather's gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep our tradition alive and pass it on to the next generation. I got nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Pass it on to them. What my grandfather did and what my daddy did. They introduced me to it. I said, hey, come here, young man. How you feel about Zydeco? Oh, I love it, Uncle Chubby. I just don't have no direction. Well, guess what? I went all directions. I can tell you which way you want to go. South, east, northwest, let me know.
Yeah.
Pass it on to the next generation.
And you know what's funny too? I'm not sure how to phrase it delicately, I guess, but so you won this Grammy. I believe your father, Roy Carrier, had passed the year before.
The year of 2010.
Okay. So he didn't get to see that, did he?
No.
And what's funny is that, I guess I introduced that wrong by saying it's funny, but what's peculiar is that kind of, I think it changed the perception of Zydeco music and its importance in general, because after that, your father was finally inducted into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame.
All that came to play. And it said, this is, I mean, like I said, I mentioned to you, I thank my granddaddy and my daddy every day. They both never got the chance to see it because my grandfather died many years ago. Daddy died May 2010. I got nominated December 2010.
Wow.
And knowing that he was the one to introduce me to the music.
Right.
You know, what does a son wants to do? Right? He raised that trophy and said, Daddy, that's because of you.
Yeah.
I didn't know Zydeco music. You introduced me to Zydeco music, and look what he got me.
Yep.
You know, that's what I wanted to be able to deliver.
Sure.
But I told Wayne, I said, Wayne's such a good guy, man. He tried so hard for our little family. And he dug and dug and dug. Because I'm in the music. When I got to the Music Louisiana Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
I was happy and I was sad. I said, wait a minute, how I'm getting in before my daddy? And they felt that, you know, I was an ambassador of Louisiana. I was one of those musicians that was always out there and paid my dues and what have you. I said, yeah, but we gotta not forget about our 4 founders. My daddy was a founder of Zydeco music. He was one of those guys that introduced me to the Zydeco music. Y'all, how we gonna pay homage to that?
Right.
You know? And Wayne stayed on. But Daddy, this 2010, Daddy just got into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame. I can't put a finger on that, you know?
No, and I guess it speaks to human tendencies, how people kind of sooner lean towards a safe bet. And by safe bet, I mean something that's going to be approved of in the public eye. Nobody in Louisiana Music Hall of Fame or the Grammys or anywhere else, they don't want to be the champion for an unpopular notion, idea, artist, genre, these different things. Nobody wants to side with unpopularity. Now, there are some of us that are always rooting for the underdog, so to speak.
Right.
And there's something that's profound and just in that, you know. But some of these people just don't pay attention to that. But nonetheless, all of that aside, water under the bridge, it happened. And it happened, you know, for the right reasons. It just happened a little bit.
Good point. You know, some of them just don't pay attention to that.
No.
And you know, like I said, I'm gonna relate to. I'm gonna say what you. They pay attention to what I was doing, and they was paying attention. This Chubby Carrier, man, he's all over the world. He's in blues magazines. He's playing the Chicago Blues Festival. What a great ambassador of Louisiana. See, they're paying attention now, okay?
Yeah.
But the things like my daddy, there's little soft things like what Daddy didn't really occur to them that this is Chubby's daddy. He taught him how to play the Zydeco music.
All right.
But those little things like that didn't occur to them. And some things they pay attention to that they just didn't. It didn't, like I said, wasn't important. And it's amazing how that is, because it's like, come on.
I would ask you how you interpret that, but it's not really left to be interpreted. I mean, it's an obvious, call it a faux pas.
You know? So that kind of thing, man. So I don't know. But I'm just so happy, and I thank Wayne so much for getting him in there, you know?
Sure.
It took a long time, but he got it in.
Setting things straight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And he's there, so. And when I died, I told my girlfriend, I want you to take that Grammy, place it on my little chest right here, and put it in my coffin. I'm going to take it up to my granddad and my daddy.
There you go.
I'm taking
Deliver it to the door.
I'm going to take it to him, brother.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
So you spoke a little bit about what your intentions are for the future, bringing the Zydeco music into schools, and preserving the heritage through Zydeco Day and things like that. What else? What else have you seen where maybe you could interject a little Zydeco or a little culture into the lives of others? Have you seen other avenues?
Well, this one for sure, because like I said, I was, first of all, I had to find a spot, you know, and I think the ACA so much, man, the Arts Council, because they're giving that opportunity, going out there and getting some grants so they can bring in musicians like me to be able to use my voice while I have a voice. But I'm looking at all avenues. So I sat with them and I brainstormed. I said, let's think about this.
Good. Yeah.
I want to take it into, not just into schools. I want to take it into boys and girls clubs. I want to take it to where kids having trouble, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not just schools, where kids are having trouble trying to find a direction. You know what it is? These kids don't have a direction, man.
No, I'll agree with you there.
So here I am. I'm sitting, what's the problem? I'm bored out of my mind. I don't have no life. Well, I want to come visit with you for a little while. Let's mean you sit and play an instrument. You want to come? As a matter of fact, come over to my house. I got drums, bass amp, guitar. I want to introduce them. And I can't play that. How you know?
Yeah.
Did you try? So that's where I'm going, buddy. I'm going to go find that kid that tell me, I don't know how to play an instrument. Oh, you don't? Did you try? How you know? I want to set it in their hands. At least you touch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Even though it's a Grammy. I bring the Grammy to school and say, put your hands on that. I can touch your Grammy? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I want you to come touch this instrument. I have a guitar, bass, drums. Pick one you want. I want to open the gate for them. Y'all come on in. My door is open. You know, because these kids don't have a direction, and I feel so bad for them because everything is like to them is electronics. There's no directions, no connection.
Not only that, it's incredibly isolating. These devices, online
and
existence.
The main thing is distance, buddy. Again, distance. So my nieces and nephews, they come here, we're going to set up the drums.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a little play date.
Yeah.
Put your electronics down for me. Let's go play. Play what? We're going to play some drums.
Anything. Yeah.
Let's go play some instruments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go make some noise out there. Come on. Joyful noise.
Yeah.
That's my revenue. That's what's next for me.
That's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
As far as the band goes these days, what are you typically doing? How far out are you going?
Oh, yeah, that didn't change since COVID. We don't go a whole lot no more, man. And plus, my old bones got all beat up from the traffic. You know, as I was watching this wrestling the other day, and poor Ric Flair, man, he says, I done took so many falls. He walking around, he barely can walk, poor thing. But after traveling so much, man, my back, my sciatica, my knee,
Yeah.
all that is, I'm in pain right now. But just sitting in that seat, driving those 8 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was a young man when I did it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I'll be 59 years old this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the band and I, we don't travel as much.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get these calls to come out, play the festivals that we used to play. Most of them are gone, you know. And so the ones that call us that's still around, well, hey, I'd like to have you in San Diego, Chubby Carrier. You know, sure, let's work something out. So we may go every now and again to one of our favorite festivals that we have.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I'm home pretty much playing locally, teaching, going into venues. I'm even doing some nursing homes. Just to be able to give those folks that used to go see my daddy and granddaddy, just give them something to be joyous about, man. Because you know what, they sitting there just like us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we get that opportunity to do that. So that's where we at on that. You know what I mean? Oh, we got a cat in the house. Get on. She just knows it.
Mm-hmm. She's fine.
Get her down. Get down, little girl. And look, man, for us to be able to, for me to go and take it to the kids and get them involved.
Yeah.
Like I said, just to find some sort of coming for them. Give them something to look forward to. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
But as far as me and the band touring and carrying on, going on the road like we used to know, I'm locally, I'm playing, like I said, teaching. I'll go out every now and then. And I'm fine with that. I've been there, done that. And like I said, the bus stop here, you know? But I still like playing Jazz Fest, French Quarter Fest.
Yeah.
You know, I go out to some of the Gator by the Bay, San Diego. They got blues festivals. I'm still going.
We got enough, man. I want to say there's more festivals here in Louisiana than there are days in the year. I don't know if it's still that, but literally it's been that for a long time.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And then I just recently did the Big Easy cruise. You heard of that one?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to go on the cruises, play some music cruises. You know, that's a good easy gig.
Yeah.
You can go play the gig and go crawl back to your room and say, "Oh, my back, my leg."
No road, no sleeping van.
Play your little 75-minute set and then go back into your cabin and just relax. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm finding ways to stay busy. You know.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, man.
Where can they find information on where you'll be next?
Everybody be seeing me on my website, chubbycarrier.zydeco.com. That's how you can find me, chubbycarrier.zydeco.com. I still, like I said, the gate's open. If it's doable, we'll go and definitely play for them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a steady band because, like I said, they all had to go get jobs. So after COVID, you know. But we'll call each other. Hey man, what you got April 19th? You know, you want to get together and play? Yeah, man, I got a festival, got an offer. I just did that with some of my players that was at the on the Big Easy cruise.
Okay.
You know, they was like, "Yeah, man, I ain't doing nothing in January. Let's get out of here." You know.
Yeah.
So, but everybody that's calling me and booking me on some events, they go on my website, chubbycarrier.zydeco.com, and we still available, man. And we still like to play.
That's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Well, I thank you so much for your time, Chubby.
Hey,
This
man.
has been great.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for thinking of me.
All right, bye.
All right.
Visit us again sometime, y'all.